Well, hello, good evening, good afternoon, and every other time in between. Here we are. Just making sure the audio is working. And let's continue. Gonna do a bit of a later stream today. Now we might actually get to the end of two major characters in this playthrough so far. We might finally see the passing of Keifer, and we might finally see the passing of Charlemagne relatively soon. Interestingly, Charlemagne is coming up here to Norway. We won't arrive in time. Apparently. That one's already going on. How you doing, Arcane and Queen? How you both doing? Let's continue this slow play. Now, luckily, we don't have to worry about this side over here anymore. Just gotta make sure this is still set, and yeah, it is. We gave our sons this kingdom over here. We went and forged it to basically keep our succession issue taken care of. And if we look over here, now that they all have lands, we don't really need to worry about any major contenders for our thrones. What titles that we will be losing are all held by people who are no longer part of the kingdom. And the idea of doing this is whenever we do have our passing, we could just do a quick duchy war, since they'll all be in this little area here. And it'll be taken care of. My people are insulting the children that we don't really care about. Except for poor Panda. He was sacrificed before his time. Bjorn, even though he wasn't supposed to inherit the throne, is now on his way to inheriting the throne. Just the nickname, the Lionheart, that is awesome. Gonna be interesting to see how this continues on. If this child gets murdered under mysterious circumstances, safe bet that it's him right here taking over basically all the claimants to Charlemagne's empire. They'll only really leave the Kingdom of Italy down here. Al-Andalus is also ruled by a child. That's interesting. Asturias. Ragnar and his glorious mustache is continuing to form Sweden. What should we do? I think for the rest of Keifer's life, we're just going to dedicate our time to pillaging. Let's see how much more. Won't be long before all this becomes Norse up here and turns to our religion. I'm fairly disappointed in this guy. I thought he would go on to form Denmark, but he hasn't really done anything. Now, where are we gonna raid? Ulfnir demands carnage. Bulgaria could be interesting. What is with all these major empires being ruled by children? Everest. Jeez. I think everybody, yep. And we're gonna raid the British Isles, just basically all of it. All that we want. Let's see. Relentless assault would be decent. Orderly maneuvers, basically not taking as much damage to friendlies whenever we're marching. Surviving and thriving. It's a very nice time, isn't it? I'm hoping that our sun that we set up over here will go on to form the Kavian Rus. It'll be quite nice. Yeah, we'll accept the alliance with our grandson at the moment. And the long ships are arriving. Can't really plan any activities whenever we're out raiding. It'll be interesting to see what happens to Charlemagne's empire. And bring us the boundless plunder. We can hold a nice little bit of loot. Usually whenever you think of Charlemagne's empire, after he died, it fell apart immediately, but I think it was Pippin was the son that survived. No, it was Louis the Pious. It was something like that. But no, it was Charlemagne's son that had all of his sons basically rebel against him and start dividing up their realm. It was basically after that whenever you started getting what was basically called the Do-Nothing Kings in Frankish history. The Kingdom of Germany, for example, East Francia, completely was lost. I believe it's actually the first of the major Carolingian kingdoms that was lost in becoming the Kingdom of Germany. Otto would eventually take it over and reforge the Holy Roman Empire, which that would be the Second Holy Roman Empire. We'll go this way, hit London. Kind of go into the interior of Mercia. I don't think we've raided Mercia yet, actually. I doubt they'll raise any of their armies since we have such a huge, overwhelming force. London will be interesting to hit. I don't know, I might actually stop this playthrough after the death of King Keifer, because we did form Norway, had an interesting time with just a single character, having a playthrough of a single character on a slow play. It's pretty satisfying, it's just more telling the story of a single person. And the next major playthrough is just about ready. As we'll be playing down here in the Iberian Peninsula. The person who does my scripts and stuff just finished off the scripts for down here. So it'll be quite interesting. It's definitely going to be a giant life or death struggle, that's for sure. Iberia starting in this time frame is really interesting, just due to the Iberian struggle and how the culture system is basically, it's been converted to Greek, but you've got these cultures here. Andalusian had already came up, and this at the very start is just the last little vestige of Roman culture in the area. Greek has just gobbled up the whole area. Unless the culture glitched out in the beginning, I don't know, I'd have to check. Let's keep pillaging. That's the thing about having a big army, you tend to lose a lot of supplies fairly quickly. When it comes to raiding. "60 years old. I mean, I'm definitely having fun. If everybody's enjoying the slow play, we'll definitely continue on. See how the other characters live. What they do, what personalities they have. See if we have anybody who's crazy. Bjorn will be interesting, being that he's cynical, brave, and also calm. He's athletic and strong. An interesting combo. That's right, it's just a cat. Interesting. Not much more to hit in East Anglia. Might just dip down this way and then come back up. Bring our treasure back to Norway. And Charlemagne has died. Multiple sons, that basically sets this all up to go crazy again. Ravenna will be a interesting area indeed. The Abbasids just being scary looking as usual. Outside of Al-Andalus, there is also possibly doing a revive the Western Roman Empire. I know we're gonna have something to do in this general area. Mostly we'll figure it out. That should actually be Romani. Because I know in my mod the next major update that we have also changes the de facto empire tag over here. Beforehand it started out as a big piece of Francia, but we decided to have something else instead of a hidden tag. It'll be interesting. Speaking of, forget about doing this. And one of our friends died, unfortunately. assign our son to do that. Bring us the plunder. Interesting court, that's for sure. The Iberian kingdoms also have an interesting. Al-Andalus has this amazing court. And one more, and then we'll head back to Norway. Look at all those troops we're bleeding off. And back to Norway we go. It looks like we got ourselves some prisoners that we can sell off. Make that money. Make the money. And we'll sacrifice this young Anglo-Saxon. And this one too. Oh, that works. There we go. quite surprised Keifer's been living this long. 61, just ugh. Yeah, we sacrificed one of your kids. Too bad. Anglo-Saxons getting mad at us. It's like, what did they expect? We're Vikings. I'm just waiting for it. These three brothers are gonna start fighting, I have a feeling. Especially when he gets older. Maybe not him, he doesn't actually have a claim. He does, though. How's this civil war going? Kinda crazy from the looks of it. And now we have a nice house feud. You know how we're gonna deal with the house feud? Oh, a Leviathan, this is the whale. What great quarry. Let's raise up all of our raiders and go and beat him down. Actually, we're going to challenge him to a fight. Gonna be kind of funny. This guy's 69, we're 60, so it's just gonna be a couple old guys fighting one another, not vassalize. Challenge to a fight. There we go. Challenge rival. For a few brief moments, we've come together to fight. Got our fancy armor, we got ourselves our fine sword, and we're ready to go. Better men than him have tried to break our guard. We'll use our berserker, see how this gets us. For the All-Father and Theater. And we are victorious. We have wounded our enemy. And he got healed pretty quickly. That sucks. We must hit more areas. Don't really have anything else to build outside of this church, which we need city planning for. We almost have mustering grounds. Then going on city planning would be pretty nice after we get this. 5 years and 6 years. We haven't done this yet. We're gonna have ourselves a grand tournament. Oh, sorry about that. And it will be a duel. We'll have a duel tournament. Of course, we'll participate. We're old, but we are seeking Valhalla. Perhaps this will grant us the death that we seek, a warrior's end. We want triumph. And we can't wait. Now keep in mind, remember, Keifer is definitely a zealot. So he's definitely a hardball for the Nordic faith. So his biggest goal is to die a warrior's death. So a tournament like this is sort of like a double purpose thing. It'd be very nice for him. Can't wait to start. We're very good at duels. So we might win this. Quite comfortably. I don't think I've seen the Scandinavian version of the tournament. Looks kind of nice, the village. Or is this the same? I don't usually do grand tournaments a lot. And we are going to go to the artisan. We're going to go with the Keifer crest. So how many people in chat think that we are going to get a warrior that can give us a warrior's death in this tournament? Or will we win the tournament and crush all? Let's go to the tournament grounds this time. Strongman show. Definitely play the person who won. Almost to the beginning of our duels. Now we can go to the village. A fool's performance. Lose us some more stress. Just some broken fingers. No death. We definitely want to see if there's a warrior in this tournament capable of finally giving Keifer the death that he wants. A warrior's death. Valhalla bound. Also, welcome to the channel. Let's head to the tavern. We don't want anything that'll stress us out. Let's have some good old mead. And it's begun. And we are ready. Ragnar's definitely not the threat. Definitely go after the younger buck. Will fight my own fight. Come on, let us fight. Valhalla bound. And we were victorious against one old man to another. Got 4 contestants remaining. Any of them worthy. Oh, and this is Ragnar Lothbrok. We'll see how we can do against him. We could have a battle of the flinging while we do this. Come on, let us fight. Ah, and it looks like we were defeated. And he only knocked us out. An interesting round. Oh, looks like the King of Sweden. I mean, Ragnar has become the King of Sweden. Three cheers for Ragnar. Ah, and we were denied the corpse hall this time. And there's always next time. And we got the ceremony. Let's have a look at what's going on in the map. Oh no, he's formed the Kingdom of Upland. The AI does this, not often, but whenever they have enough territory, sometimes they will just form their own kingdom. Oh yeah, sure. So this is just a slow play. We are running a few mods. I have my own map mod, which put us back to 769. Charlemagne just died, so we have his son here. Charlemagne went on to form his empire. We are old at this point, but we ourselves were just a minor lord here of Oslo. And we went on to form the Kingdom of Norway, right now Norgar. Last few episodes we had quite a few situations, mainly because we had somewhere around like 12 or so sons, like 10 to 12 sons. So we gave a lot of our sons this kingdom over here. We basically went over here, conquered a bunch of territory just to get them out of our situation. Mostly running the cosmetic mods, just some of the popular ones that are on the Steam Workshop. And of course we have the amazing glitch of this continuing to make sound. That's going to be annoying. But the biggest mods that we are running outside of my own personal date mod that puts it back in time is Historic Invasions, which eventually in about another 60 years we're going to start having historical characters come up and try to form their realms. Historic Invasions is pretty good for our second mod that we have, which is the absolutely amazing Crusader Wars, which lets us put our battles into the Total War engine. And we're going to quickly save this right here and there we go. Yeah, Arcane here is the community manager for Crusader Wars. Let's load this so we won't have the sound effects continuing on. Go. And this is just a slow play. We're going to rarely go above level 1 or level 2 in speed. Mostly just concentrating on character interactions, little character goals, that sort of stuff. Let's give him. He was the last person to become our vassal. How well has the area switched? It's on its way to becoming Norse. But my own personal mod, eventually it will be released whenever it's a lot more satisfying. It comes with a bunch of unique decisions for the early start date. You'll have a decision to revive the Western Roman Empire, for example. The Eastern Roman Empire is probably the second hardest tag. And look at that. One of our sons died. Yeah, the Eastern Roman Empire is definitely the second hardest tag. And then the Kingdom of Asturias is basically just fighting to exist. I'm actually surprised it just hasn't died. It usually gets heavily beat up. It's like I swore we just put on. He must have died. Son up there. And Bjorn will inherit our throne. The Lionheart is an awesome nickname. All we gotta really do with basically the coding, etc., is finish the decisions for Bulgaria. Do a little bit of work on the Abbasids. They are just basically we're relying on the historic invasions to weaken them, and for people who's not using the historic invasions, we need something to kind of prevent them from steamrolling. And we need to work on basically the entire Indian subcontinent. We have updated the tags where they all start. And we never have touched Africa. We definitely need to touch Africa. The Holy Roman Empire. Strong. Interesting. Debating on what I want to do. They're still a little too strong. Honestly, with Crusader Wars, we could probably do it. I just know the Frankish army is pretty strong. We'll see it as a test. Let's really go and see how capable the new emperor down here is. We'll sail down the Rhine River and pillage the whole area and go hit their capital if we can. It's worth 30. 61. This whole region's usually nice and rich. We'll hit Cologne and just sort of go down. Alrighty. Still got people to bring up. More of that army. Ragnar conquering more territory. looks like that's what we're gonna get right there. We'll be a bit outnumbered. But it's moments like this that really definitely makes this whole thing worth it. Our royal court is just descending slowly into not being fancy. We'll need to start converting our money and put it back into, let's see, our grandson. We'll let him be trusting. It's situations like this, though, where Crusader Wars is really going to come in. Because regularly in this situation, you would basically stand absolutely no chance. You would have to have a really, really powerful commander. It's just going to come down to hoping that the Frankish army isn't overwhelmingly capable. A lot of armored footmen and pikes. Frankish armored footmen are pretty crazy. We'll see how it works. Also, now that Charlemagne's dead, we'll have to keep a close eye on That sounds like a fair fight to me. We'll have to keep an eye on the Frankish culture, because we're getting pretty close to the point where the Frankish culture will break apart now that Charlemagne's gone. Find out what they're hiding. Oh, we would have had some gold. Oh well. Oh yes, bring us that boundless plunder. We can increase our levy size. Increase our defense. And we finally got our legacy to go up. take some sea wolves. Sea wolves is a very nice trait to go down. Always space in the hold is a trait that you always want to pick up. Just getting that extra heavy infantry. I don't even see the Frankish army. Yeah, definitely making a killing. We just pillaged their capital and they're not even coming to attack. I did just say that Charlemagne's successors were known as the do-nothing kings. He's definitely living up to that. When Rollo was besieging Paris, at the time the king of West Francia literally didn't want to do anything. He had to basically be drugged to the area. Had to drag him, like kicking and screaming, just to do something. Then he just gave them exactly what they wanted. Bunch of gold and the rights to get further down the river. And we lost another one of our old companions. And we will definitely assign this random person from India. Actually, that's from Tibet. Interesting. Look at all this rich territory over here. Amsterdam, just sitting out there looking lovely. They're not even at war with anybody, like... Wow. We even stole an artifact. That sword. Oh, I need a Aquitarian. He'll do. Reforge that into a pedestal item. And we'll show it off in the court. There we go. That should raise our court standing a little bit. God, he is really living up to the do-nothing king. He outnumbers us quite heavily, and he's just not doing anything. Let's pay Amsterdam a visit. I hear it's lovely this time of year. Look at all these prisoners we're taking. She's married to a mare. Might be a nice sacrifice. Oh my, oh my. Might have some valuable prisoners. Oh yeah, 10 gold's 10 gold. 25, ooh, give me. Seriously, doing nothing. You know what? I hear that Paris is really lovely this time of year. Just hit Paris and just raid right down this way and head back to Norway after this. Come on. Yeah, there's always somebody trying to kill one of my champions. Nothing new there. Seriously, talk about a do-nothing king. Just sitting on his throne. Throne of Charlemagne. $50 gold, that's nice. I have 15, that works. Alright, let's go pay a visit to Paris. Patty, open up. The Norse are here to visit you. We are very friendly. "26 days of pillaging." Really? Really? The child is doing something, but the actual emperor is doing jack. The 8-year-old will defend his kingdom, but the 40-year-old over here just nah. We're ready for a good scrapping, though. Oh, Saint-Denis. There we go. Relatively even fight. Since the boy's a little too young to actually be on the battlefield. He won't come to meet our Nordic army. Let's get into Crusader Wars. We actually haven't had a proper scrap in a little while. And just hang on a second as we make our quick little transition into Attila. Alrighty, let's let our proud Norwegians have it out. The French army definitely has us outclassed on cavalry. We only have a little bit of cavalry. Around probably similar amount of archers. Drag it over like this. Now the reason why we're not deploying our army over here is because this is that farmland area, and if you know anything about Attila, farmland is just a absolute nightmare because it tends to get the units all stacked, well not stacked, but all stuck on the terrain as they move around. And in a fight like this, we definitely don't want a lot of that to happen. Thinking we'll place these guys back here. Keep you over there. Huscarls are definitely going to be our make it or break it soldiers for this fight. This good old scrap. Hired swords will be pretty decent as well. Bring our knights over here, and along with our big axes, what's left of the event troops that we got. Place one of our groups there. This guy here, and I think this one will do in the middle. Kind of move them around where I need them. I think that's a nice little block. Move them into this position. Try to get them in there quick.
We have sighted the enemy.
Frankish spearmen versus well, looking just at the front of it, it doesn't look like it's too much of a difference. Rapid advance quickly. Get into that line. Well, I think they're going to catch us before we... No. Form up that shield wall. If they foolishly run their cavalry into us like this.
We'll kill them all. Warriors ready. We hunger for blood and battle. Get ready.
Get back into position.
Scrappers ready. Parachute. Forward. Move it.
Throw the Huskarls in and this reserve. Break that force down. Work on quickly getting these guys pressured from the side.
Enemy units have rallied and returned to the battle.
Turn them in the middle. Stop chasing them, form a shield wall. Bring the knights up forward, along with the axes. I think we can get them out and have them come this way. Continue the encirclement.
Our general has been Keep him alive!
Collapse them in on the sides. This ought to start really giving them a morale shock. Now they're starting to feel being surrounded. There we go. At this point, you usually just pick the most center unit that you can find, and the whole army will just kind of compress. I need you guys to get up to the back area. Looks like the king isn't gonna be free quick enough. This is my favorite soundtrack in the entire Total War franchise.
The enemy are losing their advantage.
Okay, they're really breaking. We have a lot of warriors bound for the Bifrost. The Corpse Hall will be
Enemy units have been rallied.
receiving a lot of new people today after the Valkyries come. Let's run these guys out of here. You were just after the general. I swear, Medieval 2 had such a great soundtrack for its time. If I recall right, this was part of this particular part of the soundtrack was from the one that adds the Teutonic Order, that DLC.
Their general is dead. A lethal
There
blow.
we go. Look at the corpse field we've got. But another great victory for us. Many warriors will be going down the Bifrost to Mistelheim, and those who died a warrior's noble death without any fear will be on their way to the Corpse Hall. Valhalla awaits. Rather impressive victory, actually. I swore they would hold up a little bit better of a fight. At least it wasn't like how it was in the last playthrough. What was it, like 5 losses to the Lombards, like back to back to back? Do 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 do. Seems to be the consensus that everybody that I've ever talked to, it's either they really like the Crusader Kings soundtrack or they really hate it. Alrighty. Fairly nice victory there. And we are actually just gonna go ahead and head back with our loot. Before we get into any other situation. Instead of defending his freaking empire, he's going out over here to a grand tournament. Crazy. It's like at least the 8-year-old tried to defend freaking his home. What? There's an insular pope? How? I've literally never seen that happen before. Like, I've used this mod a lot, Catholic Trinity, and I've never seen them elect somebody who wasn't proper Catholic. That's crazy. Does that mean we're going to see, like, the Catholic world, like, turn insular? Just have insularism and freaking iconoclasm instead of Catholic and Orthodox? Freaking, I love how random Crusader Kings can get. And at least we came back with all of our gold and mead. Let's ransom all for people. And that works. It's crazy. An insular pope. So we have an Irish insular pope and a do-nothing emperor. Fun! What's going on over here? Looks like Northumbria is just wanting to become Scotland. I swear this is such a weird world already. Looks like the Kyrgyz have taken the title of Mongolia. Like I mentioned on the first episode, whenever we get this script a little bit differently, Mongolia will actually change based off of who has it. So if they were to get it in the later ones, it'll say Kyrgyzstan. Crazy. Where are we on this? 3 years, 20 months. And I think that's where I'm going to call it for now. That was definitely a interesting go about. So if you liked what you saw, remember to give us a like and subscribe on YouTube, and over here on Twitch, give us a follow if you want to see more of this live, and if you feel generous enough, give us a subscribe. And we'll be seeing you all later, you alligators. Bye-bye. Now let's see if we got actually anybody to raid. And of course, OBS takes my computer hostage. I hate when it does this. Save that. Alrighty, let's go raid a channel. See, let's go and say hi to Smur. He's playing some Baldur's Gate.